Ladies and gentlemen, your Lord and Savior, Hideo Kojima! Hey, what's good, Shoddy? What it do? Mr. Kojima, we are all very excited for your new game. What can you tell us about it? Hello, I'm Hideo Kojima, and I am now announcing my brand new video game. In fact, I have fantasized about making this game more than intercourse with you, Jeff. Oh, Mr. Kojima.
Meet me in the back later.
But enough of that, here is an exclusive preview of Mr. Kojima's next video game. Take a look.
She was everything to me. Everything.
Where'd you move here from, dumb?
Hey everyone, it's shelling time again. So first of all, I got my old Twitter back, so that's gonna be my main from now on.
Do you remember me now?
Can't be. You were killed in Zanzibar.
My main Twitter account is Top Brick Boss, and my alt account is Lone Grips. Follow whichever one you want, I guess. I also have Instagram, that one too. And I have El Patreon, you can give me money. If I get $1,000, I'll post feed pics or something. Oh, by the way, before I forget, I have a new podcast now. The podcast is called A Film Sheet, and you can subscribe and watch our new episodes right now. If you want to see me talk movies with Ellis Mark and Jaden from The Sonic Show, hit the link down below and subscribe. Not convinced yet? Here's one of our funniest moments. Wow, wasn't that moment hilarious? These moments and more on our podcast Film Sheet. Anyways, that's all. Here's the actual YouTube video. Look, I know what you're thinking, and here's your answer. Some dude bought this game for me on Twitter, so now I have to review it. You know what I mean? Bluey is a children's multimedia franchise about a blue talking animal that a lot of autistic people got into for some reason. Which, by the way, isn't the crazy part. The crazy part is that this isn't the first time that's happened. Breaking news! Hello, welcome to Channel 5 News. We are getting breaking reports. Dumbsville is getting canceled on the internet. You know what? About f***ing time. I hope he kills himself too. Oh, wait a minute. We're getting new reports. That last statement was a fucking joke. Now, I have seen some of Bluey, mostly for research for other videos, including this one. And you know what? It's fine. I'm not crazy in love with it, but it's okay. It's not my thing at all, but you know what? There is an appeal to it. And there is surprisingly smart stuff about it. Again, it's not for me, but I respect and appreciate it. So here's the real question. How the fuck do you make it a video game? Bluey the video game is, it is one of the video games ever made. This game is published by Outright Games, known for bringing back a PS2 shovelware. But they also published that Peppa Pig game, one of the best games ever made. And a game that's shockingly accurate to the show, not that it's a hard defeat or anything. Yes, by the way, I did play the Peppa Pig game. Somehow still better than Last of Us Part 2. This game was also developed by Artax Games. I don't know who the fuck they are though. But they made Bluey the video game, and that's good enough for me. Now, why am I talking about Bluey the video game? Also, I'm playing the Xbox version so I can show the Bluey Xbox on screen. Imagine playing the goddamn Dead Space remake on this.
Little nigga bitch, little nigga bitch. I said it, call it quits, I'm cutting up just like a wrist.
Oh my god, look, it's the Bluey intro! Da-na-na-na-na-na. So after the world-famous Bluey intro, you get the title screen and then a character select screen. By the way, the title screen is just a still image and no music. You can't just go from the Bluey intro into just a still PNG. But whatever, we're playing as Bluey because this is Bluey the video game, stupid.
After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
That's a really weird way to start the game. What the fuck? So we get our first cutscene, where Bluey and her sister wake up the mom and dad character. So first things first, I will say the models are spot on, but the animation really isn't. A lot of the animation in the show is, I guess, Adobe Flash tweened. I don't know. But it was a really— Hey guys, Twitter user 5 million here. This Dumbsville guy doesn't know anything about animation. In his Bluey video, he claims that Bluey was Adobe Flash tween. But in actuality, it was animated in black magic MSP. Why is her accent becoming more and more British? It was also not tweened, it was...
That's the fuck up. Y'all blowing up the chat and shit. Damn, go get some fucking pussy.
Because of this, I have come to a great revelation. Dumbsville is not an animator. Wow, no shit, dumbass. It really took me down this time. This means his opinion is completely invalid and he has no clue what he's talking about. Jesus Christ, and I thought I was autistic. Now, if you excuse me, there's a trans person I must send death threats to, and a 16-year-old girl. Okay! Anyways, the animation in Bluey was really good. It was very fluid and it looked nice. It won't blow your mind or anything, but for what it was expressive and got the job done. In Bluey the game though, the animation is way too, like, stilted. It's like looking at one of those, like, 2D cosplay things. You know what I'm talking about? Or like a worse animated Dorkly cartoon. It feels more like the characters' limbs are independent of their own bodies. It's just weird looking. They're animated like Night in the Woods characters, just so loose and noodly. Also, the letterboxing is like superimposed on the screen so it looks incorrect. And you can see like the bottom of the actual Bluey game on the letterbox. But at least the voice acting's pretty spot on, even if the pacing of the dialogue isn't that great.
Before you get to games, you have to clean up your toys.
Oh, do we have to?
Yeah. It's like a zoo down there.
But anyways, we get our first mission, which is to pick up all our toy animals, which for some reason are 3D models, and so are the environments too. And this makes the Bluey characters stand out in a very jarring way. I really hate this approach, to be honest. It looks really ugly. This is something that both the South Park game and even the Peppa Pig game avoided. Those games look phenomenal because they recreate the show, or at least as phenomenal as Peppa Pig can be. But with Bluey, it looks a lot more cheap, and that's a bad thing. And that's combined with the animation. It's just not a good looking game at all. But now we're finally in control of Bluey, and at long last we can dive into this Blueversive sim. I hate women!
Based.
Or honestly, after finding all your animals, you kind of just do stuff, until of course you come across your dad's treasure map. And that's the end of episode 1. So yeah, the game is split into episodes, complete with title cards and everything.
This episode of Bluey is called Rescue.
Wow, it's like I'm really there. It is kind of like the show, which is really cool, admittedly. This game really makes you feel like Bluey.
Don't drink the water. They put something in it to make you forget. I don't even remember how I got here.
Unlike the show, though, the game is completely unengaging for the rest of it. It actually actively makes it harder to talk about because a lot of the game is so mundane. But I'm gonna try my best, okay? Is that right, Bluey? We're gonna try here, aren't we? Oh my fucking god, shut the fuck up! The next episode starts with you going to this playground here, where we meet this dude and play Floor is Lava, or as we call it here in America, really floaty platforming, with a very finicky collision detection. Getting on this slide was specifically a goddamn nightmare. But after beating the whole level, we get our second treasure map piece. We then get episode 3, which is more basic floaty platforming and a giant fetch quest, where you have to feed this toy that Bluey has, I guess, and then also find it in a cupboard. I don't know. But we obtain the third treasure map piece, and that's the next episode. And now for the next episode, where you play magic xylophone for a bit. And after that, we're headed to find the treasure on the treasure map, where the game kind of goes off the rails. Now, for some reason, we're in Russia, and we gotta infiltrate... Yeah, you know this joke already. So after some cinematic gaming God of Waring, followed by some extremely janky platforming and a trash picking up mini game. Wow, how fun, picking up a goddamn trash. Is this No More Heroes or something? We find our father's buried treasure, and it's an action figure. And Bluey is very disappointed about this, but the father teaches her a big ol' lesson.
Sometimes real treasure isn't shiny or gold. It's just special because of the memories connected to it.
Oh my god, Death Stranding reference? And congratulations, you beat Bluey the video game. Now you can go to the beach. Oh my god, Death Stranding reference. And I kid you not, that's the whole goddamn game? Yeah, I'm not kidding. That's the whole thing. That's the entire Bluey the video game experience. I was able to beat the whole game in literally under an hour. This game launched at $40, by the way. Now I know what some of you are thinking, well, Dumsy, what did you expect, my guy? It's a game made for literal preschoolers. What did you expect, dude? And at first, you know, I kind of see the argument. I mean, it's fucking Bluey the goddamn video game. And yeah, sure, made for kids and being bad are two separate things. I mean, I made an hour-long video analyzing how good Klonoa is. But I can really only do that for so much, honestly. I could bring up the Klonoa argument all I want, but even then, Klonoa is not Bluey. Except, wait a minute, though. They do kind of occupy the same brain space, don't they? Both Klonoa Klonoa and the Bluey show tackle shockingly dark themes without sacrificing any kind of emotional intelligence. Bluey literally has a whole episode about infertility. Like, what the fuck? Like, yeah, okay, to some extent the two aren't comparable. Like, Klonoa is made for a slightly, very slightly older audience. But again, like, Bluey is still an enjoyable, well-written show nonetheless. And the fact it's made for, like, 5-year-olds doesn't really mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of things. So to answer what did I expect? Well, I expected the Bluey show as a video game. Maybe not exactly the infertility part, but definitely the shockingly good product part. Something with the same imagination the show had. Sadly though, what I'm seeing in Bluey the video game isn't that. I mean, I am seeing a product, and that's kind of it. Just another Bluey product for the stockpile. And it's kind of all the Bluey video game is. Unlike the show, this game isn't really art, it's a product. Like the many Bluey toys you can buy off Target store shelves, Bluey the video game is a toy. A toy meant to booster sales of a kid's franchise. It is uncreative, boring shovelware. Which is a shame because watching a bit of the show, I think there is potential here. Did you know, in fact, that in the show, there's a Metal Gear Solid reference? I mean, yeah, it's the most basic look at the cardboard box reference ever. But imagine a Bluey video game that has, like, a video game parodies in it. Like, imagine a Bluey kid-friendly parody of Metal Gear Solid. You could have Bluey be Solid Snake and Bingo is Liquid, and you're using, like, water guns to freeze tag people or something. Imagine, like, a God of War parody where Bluey is Atreus and Bandit is, like, Kratos or something. Like, that'd be really funny, too. Imagine Bandit is, like, trying to be all serious, but he can't be. Imagine he calls Bluey girl all the time instead of boy. And there are plenty of other things that I think you could do, too, with a Bluey game. Imagine if instead of a weird kind of a pseudo 3D platformer, it was like a point-and-click game or something. Like, imagine a Pajama Sam-style Bluey game. That'd go hard, honestly. Just stuff that's more interesting than this. Because the Bluey game we got is, again, shovelware, with minigames that are way too short, yet not engaging at all. And an extremely basic story that's not nearly as creative as the actual show. And again, I know I'm gonna get someone going, oh, come on, dude. It's a game made for 5-year-olds. What did you expect, man? And I have to sit there and wonder, do these guys hear themselves? Like, do you not know what show you're talking about here? The show with a shockingly large adult fan base? And you dare to have the audacity to ask me what I expect? Well, you know what I expected? Something better than this. Bluey the video game is a mediocre toy product. It's not a good game, nor was it made to be a good game. And that makes Bluey the video game a bad game. And those are all of my thoughts on Bluey the game. I wish I had more, to be honest. Here's hoping this video wins me a Bluey Xbox.
Fuck you in the lane you came with. Me and you ain't on the same shit. You ain't in my lane, bitch, nah. Throw that shit in fifth, rollie on my wrist. Ay, baby, you a star, I'm my only wish. I'm counting blue honeys, I'm too money. Ay, and my little bitch, she too lovely. Yeah, hanging up and calling me right back. Ay, baby, why you calling me like that? Yeah, getting high with the seat, lay back. Baby, gon' relax, yeah. Hey, they don't know the half, yeah. No matter what happened, I got your back. Baby, that's the facts, yeah. That's the facts, yeah. Yeah, we can fight, but the feeling's gone. I try to find the words, but they never come. I can still see you on the lawn. Hey, laying outside in the summer sun. Yeah, we can fight, but the feeling's gone. I try to find the words, but they never come. I can still see you on the lawn. Hey, laying outside in the summer sun. Hey, I'm with a dark-skinned girl on a Sunday. That's that Black Sabbath. She put them ones all down on a Hyundai, and she had to have it. Baby, that's the facts, yeah. That's the facts, yeah.